Okay, second half of this final game, final table between the well-dressed Ethan on the right and myself, Alex on the left. I'll be playing Jinteki RP and Ethan has Kate McCaffrey. Ethan shared his list with us and it's a prepaid Kate deck, but it has a few twists in it. It runs lots of hardware and ASOPs. So besides the usual lucky finds and dirty laundries, you'll also see him making money off of ASOPs and installing the hardware cheaper using Inside Man, I think. So a little bit of a variant on the prepaid theme. I've got a pretty standard Jinteki Glacier deck. It's got a toll booth. It's got an enhanced login protocol current just to tax the extra click, which matches up well with that white tree ID that taxes a click. So helps protect those remotes. And then you've got Eli, which can chew up clicks as well. So lots of ways in this corp deck to chew up the runner's clicks. Ethan looks like he can't really see. He's got a dirty laundry. I've got a future perfect by the look of it. And I draw into, not sure. Celebrity gift, that's always a nice start. So he sees a wraparound, interns, hedge fund, future perfect, and mental health clinic. And I suppose I'll throw that wraparound onto R&D, looking at Kate in front of me. So if it was a criminal, I might put it on HQ, but Shaper, I'll throw it on the deck. So he knows I've got that future perfect sitting there. So let's see if he comes and has a look in my hand and see if he can find that future perfect. Here he goes. Oh man, he's found it first try. So I got plenty of money to play a side game, but not something I want to give up 3 points straight away. So Ethan with only 3 credits, I think, or 2 credits, not sure. So we both spend 1 and he snipes that future perfect. Great start for Ethan. 3-0. Ethan's on 10 prestige now. I'm on 8 prestige, so I need to win this to even have a shot of staying in with a chance of winning the tournament, but not looking great. I do have a decent economy, and Ethan putting in a special self-modifying code. Drawing into couldn't see. Drawing again. Not seeing much ice, I think. And last click. Installing on R&D again, so signaling that I probably don't have any agendas. Ethan throwing in a prepaid pad. And replicating out the second prepaid pad. So that's a nice little thing to get going early, both of the prepaids. So when those lucky finds and those sure gambles come out, they'll be just that much more valuable. drawing. And Aesop's going in there. Install, and enhance login protocol. I think one of those is a mental health. At least one of them. Running my hand. Sees the Sanju. Almost as good as hitting agenda sometimes, hitting a Sanju. Grey econ card and seeing mental health and mental health. So trashing the Sanju but leaving the mental healths. So they get rezzed. And drawing into Kumainu by the look of it. That ELP is still sitting there, really annoying for Ethan. He'll need to find an agenda to get rid of that, or play a current of his own. I don't think he had any currents in his list. Ethan dieseling. And there we go, inside man, just to discount onto new hardware. So the idea will be to install more hardware and then use the hardware as you need and then sell it to Aesop when you're done with it. Corp draw. Icing archives and last click installing. I think that might have been the Sanju. Drawing another replicator by the look of it, and there goes the third and final prepaid. So all of those into play now. Let's see if he can burst his economy up and start making a bit of an attack. All three mental health clinics. So Ethan will have a hand size of 8, but I'll be picking up those 3 credits. I'm not sure if I've drawn any agendas yet, but I'd have to be looking at starting to build a remote, I think. Sees a pup. Pup is one of the ideal pieces of ice to use on to protecting a Sanju, just to make it a little bit of a hassle. So internsing out to get the Sanju back on the table, and then
Adrian, if you have 2 replicators out, do you replicate twice? Oh, yeah, okay.
not sure if that was the last click.
I actually don't do that. One I'll draw. 2, 3. I'm going to lucky find.
Bam, there it is, the lucky find, the huge lucky find worth 9 credits. Ethan with plenty of cash and that self-modifying code should allow him to break most anything that I've got installed. I don't think I've got too much that will stop him at the moment. Replicating out another cyber feeder. So Ethan doing lots of shuffling due to the replicating out the hardware. So drawing, I think I've got an Issei. I think I can go ahead and try to score now. Drawing into that Nisei, that would be big score. Just pondering if that ELP will be enough to stop Ethan.
I replicated the replicator, so I can replicate my replications into replicator. Click 1, 2. I'm going to run.
So I've got that remote set up there, protected by I think toll booth, and there might just be an Ash or Caprice in there, I can't remember. Ethan running archives.
2 net damage.
I've put a wall of thorns there and snagged Cretentious and Clone Chip. Clone Chip, pretty valuable card for Kate, so nice to trash that Clone Chip without it getting used. Now running my remote. Looks like I've got about 14 left. Resing a toll booth. And Ethan. Now he probably can, but it's going to be expensive, and is it worth it considering it may or may not be in an agenda, given that it's not an advanced card? A very expensive card to look at, this remote server. But Ethan, very keen to dig out that code gate breaker, Gordian Blade. So besides the 3 for the toll booth, you'll need 3 for strength and 1 to break, so a total of 7 for Gordian Blade to get through that toll booth. So it'll burn up a lot of Ethan's credits just to have a look at this card. And it's an Ash. Doesn't have enough to trash Ash, so given me a big scoring window now. But you never really know with prepaid Kate. They can burst up with another lucky find or a stim hack, and they're back into your server. So you never really know. This is about as good as you can hope for in terms of having a scoring window, I think. ELP still going, and Ash and more credits than he has at the moment. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try and score that Nisei. So install advance and then finally hedge fund. Plenty of credits to res Ash and get that successful Ash trace if he does manage to get through the toll booth. So Ethan, he'd have to run twice for the ELP, get through the toll booth twice to get that agenda, trash Ash, and then go back in again. So he's already drawn, so he's obviously not interested in that remote. He'll have to wait for another day. But that previous run, just seeing Ash and not being able to trash Ash, proving a little bit costly, a bit opening up that scoring window. And now with ELP and Project Nisei, I'm in a much better position despite being still down by 1 point. Ethan drawing and drawing. Trying to get that burst economy going again.
Take it, Dom.
And clicking for a credit. Not looking too happy with his hand at the moment.
Going to clone chip his cards.
Getting the clone chip in. And then back to the corp. So install advance. I'm not sure what that is, and icing up again.
One.
So with just 3 credits, sure gamble will give him another 7. That'll put him up to 10. The problem he's got is he has to not only get in, but he has to either beat the ash trace or trash ash and go back in again. So very taxing now, this RP Glacier. May be better off aiming at R&D to pick up the next agenda, I think. Get rid of that. Get rid of that current from the board. Really slowing down the runner. Getting inside man in. And that gives him R&D interface installed for free, which is always nice. So replicating out the second R&D interface. So as we just said, R&D might be his best hope to pick up those remaining 4 points that he needs. So it might be a race to the finish now. Scoring out the NAPD, putting me on 4. And let's see what I'm holding. If I've got a future perfect, that might be all it will take. Unless Ethan pulls out some lucky draws in R&D if he can get in.
2, 3. Sorry, 3. I'm going to take it.
Clicking for a credit and running R&D. So
I knew it would burn off.
Quandary, Gordian uses 1 Slavic feeder credit and a wraparound, so some cheapy ice. Clone chipping out for the self-modifying code, and then digging out his barrier breaker, I'm assuming.
Right.
Oh, you might score and get rid of the enhancement protocol one.
So Ethan just
Around
with
5.
a couple of credits left, I think.
And then 2 broken. So access 3.
And spends those 2 credits to break wraparound. So just deciding now, do I use this Nisei counter? If he does get in,
Yeah.
fairly high chance of scoring, so I use my Nisei counter just for the sake of keeping the enhanced login protocol in play for 1 more turn, because I think I have the future perfect installed there. So now
That really sucks.
he needs
It was
to
definitely
be able to
that,
run
and that's
and bounce off with his first 2 clicks, and then run twice through that remote. So he has to use his whole turn trying to get into that remote with 0 credits. So that is probably GG. We're just going through what the implications of the current board state is, but it looks like it's a lockout from here. Ash, I'm only running a single copy of Ash, but Ash has been so valuable throughout this game. It's really dissuaded any attempts to get into that remote, given that those mental health and Sunju's been out all game, giving me enough credits to win any trace with Ash.
So at the
So
beginning of my turn,
fairly well,
so
fairly well
okay,
shut out.
again, as much as that's
Ethan selling the replicator to Aesops for 3 credits, but will not leave him enough clicks to get into the remote.
so 1, 2, I'll run it. So break,
So clicks 2 and 3,
three,
bouncing or running into R&D.
sweet.
Sees another ELP and a hedge fund and
That is
a Jackson.
depressing.
That's depressing. That's rough.
So I mean, possibly could have seen
Three, I'll run
two
in.
Project Nise's and just
Wasn't
won
bad
the
for the
game
last
there.
turn.
So there was a slim hope.
That's fine.
You've always got to
Had to go for it.
use whatever hope you've got left to try and
Yep.
win, and then no
Sort
res on
points out. Looks like you're taking this
no
one.
res on the hand because I don't
Unless you
have
just straw it
anything
with me, but okay.
worth taking.
And
Doing the there's the NAPD,
GG.
but not enough to steal the NAPD and then scoring out the future perfect for the win.
Oh,
So
too quick.
a fairly standard game from RP.
Looks like you take
When they've got that economy going and Ash in the remote, things are
Still did
really
okay.
tough for the runner. And
Okay.
Ethan was
I got
unlucky in
enough money that
R&D,
game though, which doesn't
unable
make
to
me
get
slightly
rid of
less
that
pissed.
ELP. So
The other game I lost with this deck, I just got
that's often all RP needs to win the game. So thanks for watching.